Hello everyone, I'm Darth Browner, and welcome to the next part of my Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations playthrough. In the previous video, Phoenix took on the case of Ron Delight, who'd been accused of grand larceny of the Crane family's secret urn, which he allegedly stole from Lordly Tailor department store, which was headed up in an exhibit by Adrian Andrews, who you may remember from Farewell My Turnabout. And he meets Godot, the prosecutor, who's got a grudge against him. So as the trial went on, it turns out Luke Atme, Ace Detective, who claims to be rival of Master Mask, turned out to be Master Mask. Of course, it also turned out, as Godot gleefully told us at the end of the trial, well, a murder was committed at KB Security Headquarters, which is where Ron Delight had placed himself. So he's now accused of murder, so from grand larceny to murder. Oh, things are getting interesting. So now Phoenix, Maya and Pearl are hitting the streets and doing some more sleuthing. You know, I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. Delight got arrested again. Well, supposedly Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred. No way, Jose, I don't buy it. But the one who proved that Mr. Delight was there was Mr. Nick himself, at least from what I understand. Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick. Well, how about we get started looking into the KB security murder? I think I'm going to head back to Crane Village for a little while, if that's alright. Sure, but why? I'm going to bring the sacred urn back and have some people take a look at it. Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with... No, Mystic Mike, you should stay here. I want you two to spend some quality time together for the love and happiness. Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy she forgot there's a murder to solve. Now remember, no fighting, okay? She's gone. Okay, Nick, time to get going on this murder investigation. So what do we do now? Isn't it obvious? We should get out there and investigate the murder. Well, first we need to find out exactly where KB Security is located. Hey, why don't we ask Miss Delight? She should know. Besides, I want to ask her some stuff about motorcycles. Motorcycles? You're not thinking of getting one, are you? I'm not the same little Maya who used to be happy with her dinky little bike, Nicky boy. Speaking of asking around, I've got a few questions of my own for Mr. Delight. Okay, well let's make sure to go to the detention centre too. You must be relieved we got that secret urn back, huh? You bet, but there's something a little different about it. Don't admit it, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, take a look at this. It clearly says I am on the urn in the poster. But the urn we got back says Amy, like it always used to. Oh yeah, you're right. Plus the vase has pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before. Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Mr. Amy's name into I am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little Pearls. But still, I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it. Is it possible that urn is a fake? I'm sure Pearls will find out that once she gets back to Crane Village. Yeah, I suppose. Now that I think about it, Maya hasn't been back to Crane Village in a long time. So I guess people still go to Crane Village to do their training, right? Yep, if you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training. So why haven't you been training lately, Maya? Well, lately I've been thinking of heading to a channeling dojo to do just that. A channeling dojo? Sounds pretty serious, whatever that is. If you're going to train, you have to be serious, otherwise real tragedies can happen. Is what happened last year still bothering you? That murder in her village happened because the power of channeling was misused. When a medium uses the crane technique, she temporarily loses her own will. So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. What's more, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. That murder, it wasn't your fault, Maya, you know that, don't you? I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up, that's all. Sounds like being the master of Crane is going to be a heavy responsibility. Oh, Nicky, bye, Maya. Mr. Light. All I wanted to do was help my dear Ronnie. Yeah, but I guess it ends up hurting his case. Don't say that, Nick. She doesn't need your help beating herself up. Hey, Nicky Bar, please, please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly. Alright, I'll poke around and see what I can find out. Really? Oh, are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking for your help was the right thing to do. I don't know what I can do to help anymore. I had no idea Miss Delight had such a vulnerable side. Listen carefully, Nicky Bar. My Ronnie would never, ever kill anyone. It's just not in him. I didn't think he would either, Nick. Yeah, but you have to admit he's got a bit of a temper to him. It's not that hard to imagine him just snapping and screaming, please die. He would never say that. Anyway, Miss Delight, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying he's a thief. I already told you that's just a fantasy for him. Miss Delight, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world. What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky Bar? I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. Ronnie isn't the thieving type. He's so honest that he wouldn't even sneak in there. He's so honest that he wouldn't even steal a glance. A thief? How very idea. I guess I just don't get it. Huh? Get what? I just can't understand how they can be so different yet be such a happy couple. Yeah, they are different. Come on now, Nicky Bar, it's not that mysterious, is it? It was love at first sight, for me anyway. What? For you? I hate those kinds of people more than anything. You mean ace detectives? No, I found ace detectives. Oh, so then you must mean thieves. Nope, they're alright too. I just hate thieves that pretend to be ace detectives. There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men. By the way, why did you go to Detective Acme's office anyway? Well, as trial went on, I started to get more and more anxious. I went there to try and find out more about the real criminal. The real criminal? Yes, obviously, the real master not my Ronnie, right? Yeah. And Detective Acme knew more about Master than anyone else. They mentioned him on the Great People Around Town segment on TV. So then, you went there to ask him some questions. That's right, I'll do whatever it takes to save my men. His secretary said, Ace Detective isn't in right now. I forced my way past her and into his hideout. I wouldn't exactly call that office of his a hideout. That bag was sitting right there on top of the table. Oh yeah, we saw that back there yesterday too. There's nothing lower than someone who would try to pin a crown on someone else. Miss Delight, do you know about KB Security? Don't be silly, of course I do. That's where my Ronnie works. So she thinks he still works there. And yet, according to what we heard today... Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron Delight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. Ron quit, he doesn't work there anymore. Looks like Mr. Light doesn't know. KB Security is only about 20 minutes away. About a motorcycle, that is. Larry told me it takes about 30 minutes by car. Well, I have to admit, I tend to fly pretty fast on my bike. To make it to KB Security that fast, are you sure you aren't literally flying? Well, I'll give you a ride sometime, I bet. Yeah, how about now? Oh, no, I'll pass, thanks. Why don't you just tell us where it is and we'll go ourselves? What a scaredy cat you are, Nick. Miss Delight told us the location of KB Security. Okay, let's head over there right away, Nick. So was it really love at first sight when you met Mr. Delight? Well, maybe not at first sight, but man, Ronnie saved my life. Saved your life? I was at work one day when two robbers suddenly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to just curl into a little bar in the corner, so I thought bad. Robbers? Yes, took me hostage. I was so frightened. They're both carrying his huge knives, and I broke down in tears. Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation. Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. Delight come running to save you? Yes, exactly. I remember he was so handsome in that guard uniform of his. You know, right after those two knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. Please stop it, he screamed. I could see the robbers' faces turn pale. That high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people. Then crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the two robbers. All by himself, he came to save me, a total stranger all by himself. So scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me. Wow, that's a great story. Yeah, he may not like it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did. That's so romantic. I'd fall in love too, I guess. Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if ever I get taken hostage. With Maya, that possibility always seems to loom in the not-so-distant future. So I guess this is where it all went down. The walls in here look thick, just like you'd expect in the CEO's office. What's that got to do with anything? Hey, it's you guys. Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe. Today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh? Sure was, pal. That prosecutor made real fools out of us. Yeah, I feel for you. That's not like you. I thought you'd be more like, oh, that was great. You guys get what you deserve, pal. Or something to that effect. Do I really sound like that to you, pal? If the gumshoe fits. Well, anyway. Point is, I can tell when someone puts their heart into their jobs. And I can sympathise when things don't go your way. Sometimes I feel like wrong is the only way things go for us detectives. Wow, I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy. Now, if this little love fest is over, maybe we can start investigating. This rope, you think it fell out of the safe when it opened? I don't think so. So you mean, yeah, I think the string shows where and how the corpse was lying. You mean the victim? He was killed by being crushed by the safe door? She can't be serious, can she? Wow, this safe is unbelievable. I bet 4 pills would fit in there. It's got a bunch of doohickeys attached to it. Pretty amazing, alright. Motion sensors, heat sensors, weight sensors. Hey Nick, come on, let's open it and take a look. If I break into one of these, wouldn't that set me down the path to Hoodlumville? Oh, there's Benny, here, let's see. Hey, cut it out, don't press that! Oh, that was pretty fun. I never knew Detective Gumshoe could jump like that. What is that button anyway? It's an emergency buzzer. It says right there on the panel. Oh, you're right, it's written right there. Nick, how many times have I told you to read the instructions first? This alarm's connected to the basement guard room. Using some security up here. Really? It's possible on the night of the crime. Oh, so when the CEO was attacked, do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer? Yeah, I thought about that, so I asked around down there. They said that the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bullard, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way, just so you know. I think we better go and talk to that guard about this emergency buzzer. Check out this big thick binder here. Leave the heavy lifting to me, Nick. Reading a file isn't exactly back-breaking work, just a little hard on the eyes. Ah, what did you find out, Nick? This file, it's not about any sort of security operations or anything. This huge file is all about Master Mask. It's filled with info on him. What? What kind of info? It's filled with incredibly detailed info about his methods and the crime scenes. Hey Nick, look at the last page. It's a list, let's see. 2 of them on $100,000. This looks like a list of all the treasures that Master Mask stole. So then, $100,000 is the value of the stolen item? I don't know, that number sounds kind of low to me. I think I better secretly make a copy of this list. Detective Gumshoe, tell us what you know about the murder. Okay, but the thing is, I'm really not supposed to. Hey, come on, what about how we put our hearts into our work? Things are really working against us right now, we need help. Okay, I'll tell you, just don't start crying on me, okay, pal? Okay, I won't cry on you, pal. The victim's name is Kane Bullard. He was the CEO of KB Security, a pretty big fellow in his own right. His corpse was discovered at 9 AM this morning. Estimated time of death was 1 o'clock in the morning on October 12th. Cause of death with blunt force trauma to the head, probably an object in this room. Happened at exactly the same time Master Mask was seen in the urn. So why did it take almost an entire day to discover the body? There's a good explanation for that one. Bullard's body was stashed away inside this safe. Safe? Well, it's pretty big. Nobody heard from him when they opened the safe this morning. Out he came. Oh, so the body fell out. That white string must be the shape of where he fell out. I think we still need some more information about Mr. Billiard. Maybe you could start by getting the man's name right. So, what happened to Master Mask? He's at the detention centre screaming like a madman. Investigate me again, he keeps yelling. Oh no, I didn't mean him. He's not the real thief anyway, right? Oh, you mean that detective, Happy? Oh, that was great. That guy got what he deserved. Now that's the detective I know and love. Think about it. Happy was always around when the calling card showed up, but he always mysteriously disappeared when the heist took place. I was hiding at the crime scene. Ah, yeah, right. That's the lamest thing I ever heard. That's how you just knew he was the thief. That would explain how he was able to retrieve the stolen item he keeps bragging about. Yeah, he just did that to make himself look a great detective, that's all. There's this one thing I can't figure out about his first heist. His first heist? Yeah, Tailor Emerald case. There was a witness on that one. A witness? Here, I saved the newspaper clipping. Since the thief is already under arrest, you guys can keep it. Hey, this guard here, haven't I seen him somewhere before? It's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see, but now that she mentions it. Oh, that prosecutor, I really don't like that guy. The way he used our own evidence to do that to Mr. Delight. Yeah, I think he did it that way because he knew it hurt more. That's what my gut tells me anyway. So who is that Java-addicted masked maniac anyway? Prosecutor Godot, he's quite the enigma. Thing is, pal, I never even heard that guy before. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office, came out of nowhere. That's right, yeah, he said that it was his first case as a prosecutor. And it's true, he's going to the records anyway, but no way he's an amateur. He's an Iceman in court, a maverick that gives me goosebumps. Goosebumps, you? Yeah, I knew something was off about him, so I asked around. Nobody would talk to me, they all just turned the other way. Poor Detective Gumshoe, I had no idea he was so unpopular. No, that's not what I meant. That Godot guy acts like he knows me and has a grudge against me. I get the feeling he's hiding some kind of dark secret. Detective Gumshoe, tell us more about Mr. Shane Bluebard. That's Kane Bullard, not Shane Bluebard, pal. Well, yeah, the victim in this case just doesn't make much of an impression on me. Well, you were the victim until Mr. Bullard was found dead. Yeah, and his body was discovered until this morning. Anyway, we don't have enough info yet. Can you help us out? Sorry, I'm actually a little confused myself. For some reason, I'm just blabbing like an idiot right now. Okay, Nick, now's our chance to get more info about the victim, so hurry up and ask. Can you tell us some more about Mr. Bullard? He was the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is it anyway? Well, company basically sends security teams out to buildings to guard them. Mr. Bullard must have had the chance to learn a lot of secrets doing this kind of work. Oh, and And I don't know how to put it, this guy was kind of a money grubber. Really? Me too, I just love money, I can't ever get enough. Please stop leaning in towards me like that. You aren't getting to my wallet. Anyway, it looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions. Oh, so that's my problem. I used to be shiftier. Let me go already. Apparently he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies. Oh, that's pretty dirty and underhanded. Yeah, oh, and KB Security used to add security operations against mask to mask. What? Really? Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, company's reputation really took a nosedive. So it really was Billard who sent Ron the blackmail letter. About this blackmail letter, yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot about it too, pal. Why would King Billard have been blackmailing Ron Delight anyway? Well, Mr. Delight used to work at KB Security, right? But what was it that made him quit? Nick, that's it. Maybe that's the same reason he's been blackmailed. Well, I'm in the middle of investigating that right now. Oh, alright. Wow, this is really something else. For a security guard office, it sure doesn't feel very secure. KB security guard. Oh, I just remembered Larry might be. Hey Nick, what's up? Oh, so he is here. Yo, how's it hanging, dude? And you got my sweet little Maya with you too. Hi, Larry. Here I was working my fingers to the bone. And walks an angel. I've got no problems with a daytime date, it's all good. No, that's not what we're here for. We're investigating the Billard murder case. Huh? Oh yeah, that's right. You're a lawyer, aren't you? He's so hopelessly clueless. Well, if it's about the murder case, boy, have I got some good info for you. Really? What is it? I don't mind sharing with my sweet little Maya, but Nick here is a different story. But Larry, I thought you two were old school buddies. That was then, and this is now. So what's this good info you were talking about, Larry? Hey, I'm a guard, a pro. I can't just give away information for free. Was a bribe? I thought professionals were more, I don't know, honest. Can you talk to him, Maya? Larry, tell us already. What's the good info? Hey, I like that. This kitten has got some claws. Do you really want to know? Yes, so tell me. Okay, so the thing is, Ron Delight was an employee here. Naturally, since I'm a pro, I looked into his background. Follow me? Yes, you're a pro, I follow you. Go on. Well, 1 year ago, Ron Delight was fired. And there was no warning at all, it just happened all of a sudden. I know this is a small company, but I think that's pretty awful. Well, I guess he must have done something bad to have gotten fired like that. Like maybe skipping out of work to go pick up hot chicks or something? No, that's just you. So what is it like to be a part-time security guard? Let me tell you, it's tough. Well, you know me, I get by alright, I guess. First I have to keep my eye on those monitors all the time. Monitors? There are security cameras set in each room around the building. Really hard, sometimes I feel like my eyes are going to fall out. Oh, and if I see something suspicious I have to contact one of the teams. What teams? Security teams for this company, they're supposedly the best in the business. And I'm no amateur either, so if it's something small I don't bother calling them. So in other words, you basically watch TV screens all day long. You were in this office when the murder took place, weren't you? Why do you say that? It's just a part-time job for me and I can't operate the equipment. And I'm dumb. Even if it is part-time and you are dumb, you're still in charge of security here. Hey, give me a break, don't try to pin the whole thing on me. It's not fair, Nick. Huh? I don't think you can expect someone like him to take any responsibility. Anyway, the point is you were here that night, right? Oh no, I knew something smelled bad and it was the butts after all. Well, as I can always say, that was then and this is now, okay? As long as I have to break these cycles after all. On the night of the crime, were you working hard like you were supposed to? What? Of course I was. Why wouldn't I have been? Didn't you sneak out of work just yesterday to go see Mr. Light? Ah, but that was that, and this is this. Is there any chance that you snuck out of work last night too? Never. I didn't sneak out. I'll tell you what. I even bet you $1. $1? Wow. Now that's confidence. Also, that drenched in the rain puppy look on your face. Do you have evidence that I left my position, or are you just pulling my chain? The evidence that Larry was not manning a station when the murder happened is this. This wallet, you know about this, right? Never seen it before. Liar, you hand-delivered this wallet to Mr. Light just yesterday. Give me a break, you can't expect me to remember every little thing that happens. But I do expect you to remember something that happened just yesterday. What time is it when you found this wallet? I guess it was around 1 in the morning on the first floor of our company building. 1 o'clock in the morning? That's right, in other words, Larry, at the time of the murder you were away from the guard office. Oh. Yeah, but there's something you didn't think about. What's that? My shift that day didn't start till 10. Murderer might have snuck in before then. What do you mean by that? If the murderer snuck in before 10, then it wasn't my fault. It was the fault of the guy whose shift was before mine. Why do I have the feeling that he still doesn't get the seriousness of this? Listen up, Larry. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the killer snuck into the CEO's office after 10 o'clock during your shift. Larry, when you use this keycard, does it leave a record? Yeah, it does. But I can't show the record to just anyone, you know. That keycard data was already made public in the trial today. What? I didn't know that. Any kind of request for info like that is supposed to go through me. Boy, does that sound a bit arrogant coming from a part-time guard. Anyway, according to the data, the door to the CEO's office was opened with this card. Furthermore, it was most definitely used at 1 o'clock. The time of the murder. No way, yes, someone used this to get into the CEO's office. Timed at 1 o'clock on the night of the crime, right in the middle of your shift. Oh, Larry, you can't duck your responsibility this time. I accidentally pressed the buzzer earlier. Yeah, I heard it. So that was you, huh? You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office? Well, this is the 3rd floor of the basement. CEO's office is on the 1st floor. I thought it'd be a good idea to adopt a wait-and-see approach. Plus, there's a police detective here, right? I just didn't think it was necessary. It's as if he's trying to win an award for the laziest person on the planet. Let's go back to talking about the nights of the murder, okay? Is it true that the buzzer didn't go off that night? There must be a record, right? You must have had a look at it, right? Of course I did, and I couldn't possibly have made a mistake either. Do you think you could take just one more look for me, pretty please? Oh, okay, I just can't say no to you, Maya. What do you think, Nick? He's probably right. I don't think even Larry could make a mistake like that. What? What is it? What's wrong? I made a mistake. Huh? But how? It can't be. It's impossible. Okay, enough already. What about the records? That night, it went off just once in the morning at around 1 a.m. 1 a.m? That's when the murder happened. Really? Are you serious? It's terrible. It can't be. The treasure of the Curino exhibit is all ruined now. Maya. I'm sorry, it's just so sad. It's like a big chance for everyone to know about spirit channeling. Maybe I can cheer her up somehow. Well, now that we got the sacred urn back, maybe they can reopen it? Really? Yeah, sure, we can label it the Urn of Master Desires. That would probably attract a lot of attention. Whoa, whoa, whoa! That's brilliant, Nick. We could clean up and be filthy rich. Woo! Wow, that was surprisingly easy. Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright. Miss Andrews, what's she still hanging around down here for? So how is it going? What about the sacred urn? The urn? Oh, that? It's been taken care of already. What do you mean, oh, that? Taken care of? Do you mean it's been found? Yes. It was brought in during the trial today. Wow, really? You really are the greatest, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright had nothing to do with it. It was Master Master's wife that found it. Well, anyway, I'm so relieved. Something I wanted to examine really quickly. There we are. Look at ladder, that's a step ladder. So what's the difference? You stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Right, sorry. Why do I feel like we've had this exact same conversation before somewhere? Yeah, there's always a little running joke with ladders in the Phoenix Wright games. I just heard all about it on the news. So that detective was actually the thief all along? Looks that way right now. It is my fault. I'm the one who ended up hiring Damas to guard the treasures. Don't blame yourself, you were just doing your job. Hey Nick, if she wants to apologise, you should let her. So when was it that you hired Detective Atme again? About 20 days ago. And when was it that Master Mask's calling card arrived? That was about 10 days ago. So he sent the calling card to the very place he was hired to guard. I guess that's it then. Detective Atme must have really wanted the sacred urn after all. I guess so. What? So Master Mask murdered someone as well? Well, that's how things look right now. Yes, but I thought that he was here stealing the urn at the time. Well, we're talking about a criminal mastermind, so anything is possible. Nick, let's get down to business already. On the night of the theft, did you notice anything suspicious about Detective Atme? No, I couldn't have. After all, he was hidden the entire time. I never even caught a glimpse of him. He claims that that's the way he always operates. That's just what he says so he can have an alibi while he commits the thefts himself. Yeah, he was caught in the crime scene photo dressed up as Master Mask pretty well. I'm so glad that you got your sacred urn back. Yes, but there's still something that bothers me about it. Well, is it? I'm not exactly sure, but somehow the urn that came back seems different. Really? You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Miss Andrews? No, I don't know anything. Why would I? Cyclops? What do you think this means, Nick? It means the person who holds the secret to the mystery of the sacred urn is our very own Miss Andrews. Ah, Mr. Wright. Mr. Delight, did they finish their interrogation? Yes, but please don't leave me alone anymore. Mr. Delight, you lied to us before, didn't you? Well, you see... On the same night the sacred urn was stolen from Lordly Tailor department store, a blackmail letter you got summoned you to KB Security to hand over some money. And then, that's where the CEO, Kane Bullard, was murdered. But there's only one Ron Delight, am I right? So the only question is, where were you that night? This time I want to hear the whole truth, your life depends on it. Oh, okay. Mr. Delight, do you still insist that you are Master Mask? Isn't that what I've been saying since yesterday? That was a quick response. Tell me about it. To be honest, it's starting to get irritating. But listen, Mr. Delight, at the talk today, we learned the true identity of the thief, didn't we? Look at me. He was the Master Mask all along. I guess it's true. I wasn't the one who stole that urn. Of course not. After all, you were at KB Security at the time. So then the person dressed up as Master Mask in this photo has got to be Detective Atme. So that night you didn't go to Lordly Tailor, you went to KB Security, right? Yes, I went to KB Security at the time the blackmail notice said I should. Alright, what happened next? Well, I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer, so I used the keycard to unlock the door. That's probably when he dropped his wallet. When I went into the CEO's office, someone was in there. Someone? And suddenly they bashed me over the head. Bam! Was it Cane Bullard that hit you? I don't know. The person ran away while I was still stunned. When I came to my senses, the sight I saw left me speechless. The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself. Yeah, I thought I should do something with the body. So that's why you put it in the safe? Yes, that's right. I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it. Okay, and what did you do after that? Well, I got out there for starters. I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building, so I knew how to avoid being spotted by them. Nick? All of a sudden, Mr. Delight kind of sounds like the murderer to me. Please don't say that. Mr. Delight, is it true that 1 year ago you were forced to quit KB Security? How did you? I'm begging you, please don't tell Desi, please. Don't worry, we haven't told anyone yet. Yeah, thank goodness. No, I suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually. Why have you been hiding it from her anyway? Desi would despise me if she ever found out I was living a life of crime. A criminal, a thief, she'd never forgive me. My marriage would be over. Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place? Because Desi spends money like it's water. No job in the world that could bring in enough money. Except being a thief. At least that's what I thought anyway. So became Master to Zero, huh? Hey, this is an article about my debut heist. Boy, that was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my trail. But Master Mask, he must have gotten away, right? It says in the article that he disappeared. That's right, I got some burst of inspiration. I hid my Master Mask costume in a nearby plastic bucket. I quickly changed into my security guard uniform. Pretty clever. Wow, awesome. Hey, hold the phone. Guarding this photo. Is this you, Mr. Delight? That's right. Nice trick if I do say so myself. Nice and easy to figure out. Even pearls could see through that in a heartbeat. As you might expect, Detective Acme found the disguise. He truly deserves the title of Ace Detective. Detective Acme found the Master disguise? That's interesting. Yes, and I heard that he brought it home with him. So that's it. That's when Acme got his hands on this. Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume. That must have been really time consuming. Yeah, it took quite a while to complete. Anyway, a few days after that, I received the first of the blackmail letters. Blackmail letters? You got them starting when? Tell me more now. Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up. This blackmail letter, is this the first one you've got? No, of course not. But this is the first one that ever called me out to a specific location. So did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yeah, just a few days after the Tailor of Emanon heist. That first letter, it said, I know you did it. So someone found out about your true identity just like that? It's not easy being a master thief, you know. I've got proof that it was you, so give up, it went on to say. So in the end I had to give up the treasure I went through all that trouble to steal. Is that right? Hey, hang on a second, what do you mean you had to give it up? Well, don't worry. After I put the jewel in the safe deposit box, the letter specified someone sent me $10,000. No one said anything about me being worried, you know. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. Plans? What are these plans you're talking about? They were instructions on how to steal a crown or painting or some other rare treasure. They showed security blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training methods. So you mean that the one who planned the heist wasn't you? No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one. After that, I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans. Sounds like Mr. Delight is thankful to the person that was blackmailing him. So Ron Delight was Master Mask after all? But someone else is behind the fuss. Someone who planned them all out in detail. All I had to do was deposit the treasures I stole into the safe deposit box. I just waited for the cash to come in the mail. Could you try not to look so gleeful about it? So you went after the sacred urn because one of those plans too? Well, see, truth is I've never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions, steal what I was told to steal. Mr. Delight, is everything you just told me the truth? Yes, but please don't tell Desi, okay? Ron, before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Yes, but please don't hurt me. Mr. Kane Bullard, do you swear that it wasn't you who killed him? Yes, of course, I could never. I'm not lying. All I did was hide his body in the safe. But then I was afraid they'd discover what I did, so I turned myself in yesterday. Why? Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of robbery, I'd have an alibi, right? I guess so. You're really clever, Mr. Delight. I guess I have no choice but to take Mr. Delight at his word. Mr. Meyer! Hey, Pearlie. I'm back. Hey, Pearls, so what have you been up to this whole time? The sacred urn, Mr. Nick. I took it back to Crane Village to have it examined. And, what did you find out? Well, there's no need to worry. They said it's the real urn. Phew. That's a relief. I was really worried. But there's one small problem. Problem? These cute little pink splotches. They said there's paint and that they were put on the urn recently. Why are we talking about the pink splotches again? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? We gotta find out how they got there. That's the big deal. Yes, Mr. Nick. We gotta find out how they got there. Okay. We'll find out how they got there. Please don't forget about me. Oh, Pearl, how nice to see you. Hello there. I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to? Well, actually, I was having this urn examined. Oh, I see. Maybe if we take another good look at this urn, we can figure out the mystery of what actually happened here. Nick, let's look around one more time. This box, there's something about it that's bothering me. That's the box the sacred urn was in. It looks like there's some pink paint on it too. It's definitely the same colour as the stuff on the urn. I think I know how the paint got on it now. Alright, let's investigate again, Nick. It looks to me like it's been dry for several days. There's something suspicious about this paint mark. The bottom left part of it is shaped oddly, and it's shocking pink. Mr. Nick, can it be that this odd shape is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. Ah, that's the box the sacred urn was in. If you look here, there's a little bit of paint on the box as well. Wow, you're right. Look, it matches. What is it, Mr. Nick? This is all turning out exactly as I thought it would. I think it's all starting to become clear. We're that much closer to solving the mystery of what happened to the urn. Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the sacred urn? Do I know anything? I'm in charge of the entire treasure exhibit here. The urn that was submitted before the court today is obviously not the same urn as before. But well, that's true. Maybe it isn't the same. It could be a fake. A fake? You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence the urn was submitted at the trial was genuine? Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is a genuine article. Pearls went back to Crane Village and had it examined. Is that right? That's nice, but I don't see how. What she discovered was that the urn had been broken again. Did you say again? Yeah, it was broken once a year ago, and now it looks like the same thing has happened. Quite recently too. Recently? Are you saying that this urn was broken recently? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Why do you think it was broken recently? How do you know? This poster was made recently, right? Poster? Ah, the poster for the exhibit. At the time when this photo was taken, the urn said, "I am" on it. But now, for some mysterious reason, it says Amy. When the urn was fixed, the letters were transposed. Ah, I am? What does that even mean? I don't know anything about that. I wasn't even there when the photo for this poster was taken. That was a mistake. Now tell the truth. Wait. Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it. Huh? Yes, that's it. It must have been one of the people at the photo shoot. They probably dropped it. I'm sure that's what happened. It looks like she's not going to give up that last sight not so easily. Do you have any proof the urn was broken here at Lordy Tailor? Yeah. Well, Miss Andrews, what is this supposed to mean? There's pink paint all over this urn. And there's pink paint all over the floor and walls of this basement warehouse. In other words, this urn was broken here. You can't reason out of this one, Miss Andrews. But, she's trying to make her escape. But you can get pink paint anywhere. Well, there's none in my office, that's for sure. Well, there isn't my room. Liar. Anyway, the paint on the urn and the paint on the floor, no proof that it's the same paint. Come on, this is getting ridiculous. Proof linking the paint on the urn to the paint on the floor is this box. The urn was stored in this, right? Yes. That's right. Well, there's pink paint on this box as well. Ah, I think you really know where I'm going with this, don't you? Yes, more or less. Paint on the floor has an odd shape imprinted on it, doesn't it? Yes. If you put this box into the impression in the paint, you can see it fits perfectly. Which means this box was dropped right over there. And that is when the urn was broken. Your name does you justice, Mr. Wright. I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn. Boy, does this make me feel like some sort of evil school teacher. I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did. Well, that's not so hard to understand, is it, Pearly? No, not at all. I know just how she feels. Happened about 2 weeks ago. Just after the poster was taken, on the same day the urn arrived here. I thought I'd put it away down here for safekeeping. I was carrying it in the box. When I tripped on the paint can and lost my balance, the box I was carrying crashed to the ground. I heard a terrible noise and I thought my heart was going to stop. Fearing the worst, I opened the lid of the box and that's when it happened. Broken pieces of the urn fell out of the box and landed right in the paint. I was in shock. I let out a huge scream. I can totally see how that could have happened. Yes, clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands. Well, I knew it was the most important treasure in all of Kurain Village, so I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Fortunately, these shards were pretty big. That's when the I am got changed to Amy. I didn't know how it was originally written, but any sane person fixing it would have assumed it said Amy. Any sane person? Really? Oh, pearls. She said she wasn't very good at spelling. Hey, I put the urn into the storeroom and no one has seen it since then. But there's something I don't get. When we first came here, I didn't see any paint stains. Well, that's because it was so ugly and embarrassing. I used the golden statue to cover it. The Amy face statue. Aha! First time we came down here, it was on the night that the sacred urn was stolen. Mr. Nick! There were no paint marks on the walls or floor of the warehouse when we got there. Well, that's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. And I realised that the statue would be the perfect size for covering the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I see. Now it makes perfect sense. But there's still one thing I find strange. What is it, Pearl? The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. At that time, the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible. She's right about that. Well, Miss Andrews. Huh? What? I don't know anything about that. The place is there to cover the paint, so why would I move it again? Well then, who was it? Who would have done it and why? On the day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. And the next day it was moved, but why? It looks like there's some connection between the sacred urn and the murder case. Why? Why do you think so, Nick? Because that night the real thief, Rhonda Light, was at KB Security. So why did another masked show up here? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact. One undeniable fact? The murder trial is starting tomorrow, but it looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance. Oh boy, things are getting twisty. This has been Darth Browner. Thank you ever so much for watching. Don't forget to give us a like and hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you on the final part of the stolen Turnabout case in the next video. Ciao for now, everyone. Bye.